Hello. Today I'm going to introduce you to the new car I just got. It's an SUV called a Jeep Renegade. This one's a 2018. And I just got this car, so I'm going to do a walk around here and show it to you. It's a nice little vehicle. It's four-wheel drive. It has locking front and rear differentials. It's a really neat little vehicle. And I always believe that every vehicle deserves performance. So I'm going to show you what I did to this Jeep. Anybody can do this. It's not really hard. Pretty easy modifications. Because I'm not a fan of stock intakes and exhausts. Yep, there's the Renegade. Good little walk around of the vehicle. Okay, first I'm going to show you the intake mod I did. I'll show you the factory airbox. We're going to move around to the front of the car. Here we go. Okay. The factory airbox, there's the little hole where it connects to here. Right around where the cam case breather is. The exhaust tube. All I did, I replaced it with two clamps. 1 and 2. And I installed a K&N filter right here. This K&N filter came from a 2005 Dodge Neon. And it fits good. I had to use a piece of 2.5-inch tubing, which I will show you. Here's a piece of 2.5-inch tubing. I cut a little bit right there. Cut some off. 2.5-inch tubing that I cut, I put it between here and here so the two clamps would hold the filter in place. And as you can see, this filter breathes all the way around, so it's a lot better than the factory. I left the factory bottom piece of the airbox, see? The bottom normally breathes out of a small tube right there. But now it breathes out of the whole air filter. And I connected to the factory intake tube by using that 2.5 piece of tubing and 2 clamps and a Dodge Neon K&N filter. Here's the factory box that normally goes right here. Here's the box. There's the factory box. Normally breathes out of this little hole right here. Here's what the factory box looks like. It originally connected from here to here. I removed it and put the K&N in there. Here's the factory filter. Not a very hard intake mod. Here's the finished product. I retained the stock bottom of the factory box to hold the air filter in place. I used a bracket to hold from here to a clamp. And there was a little factory clamp that held this part to this part. There was a factory clamp that you cannot take off with a screwdriver. I had to pry it off with a screwdriver and then replaced it with screw clamps. And it worked out perfectly. Now I have a nice free-flowing K&N intake kit that I pieced together myself using the filter from a 2005 Dodge Neon, a K&N filter, 2.5 inches of pipe to go from here to here so I could clamp the two together, and used and retained the factory inlet tube that goes from there, factory inlet tube, all the way to here. Factory intake tube. So it worked out really good. And this engine here is a 2.4 liter natural aspirated 4-cylinder. There it is. That's how it looks from a distance. You open the hood and you see my nice K&N intake mod, which retained everything factory about the intake tube except just the filter itself. Nice and simple. and cool air still blows in from the factory tube into the factory airbox and then blows to this K&N. So it breathes all the way around the filter and still gets factory cooling air from the grill. So it accomplished many things. Now I'm going to show you the exhaust modifications I made to this car. First, I'm going to show you the factory exhaust. Factory exhaust is a huge boat anchor of a piece. It's really heavy, like about 25-30 pounds. Has two hangers, really tiny pipe going to the muffler, or very tiny pipe going from a certain point that I cut to the muffler. Turn this muffler over, it just goes to a little 2-inch tip. And it's not a very nice piece from the factory. It's very restrictive. Can't even hear your exhaust. Here's the muffler I replaced it with. You can see the Summit part number. I'm going to zoom in on it. You can see it. 2.5 inch in, 2.5 inch out. And I'm going to show you the finished product. I'll also put some pictures in. Okay, I used a nice 2.5 inch tip right here. Turned out really nice. And you can see, went from the 2.5 inch tip to the nice Summit welded muffler. It's a chambered muffler. And you see curves over and meets the rest of the exhaust system. The rest of the exhaust system was good quality piping, so there was no need to change it, just the muffler, because the muffler was the bottleneck on this car. So it goes right to the tubing, and there's where I started the exhaust system. Going to the Summit welded muffler. It's a 2-chamber muffler, like $27. Goes to a 2.5 inch tip, which cost me about $5. Because if you go online and try to find a catback exhaust system for these, you'll pay upwards of $700. Well, this whole exhaust system I put together, the muffler was only like $27. The tip, I went to a muffler shop that had a tubing bender, and then it was about $160 of labor, which isn't bad. Used the exhaust hanger here. Only one exhaust hanger was needed, but we used two. There's one exhaust hanger right here. Went to here, and here's the muffler, the tip, and here's the other hanger we used right there. See? Right there. I'll show you the hanger a little bit better here. Yeah. Hanger to the muffler. It's kind of fun going under this vehicle to let you see what it is, but basically, all in all, we converted a 2-inch system, 2-inch exhaust system, little 2-inch exhaust system, to 2.5, all the way here to the muffler, and to a 2.5 inch tip. So all in all, a really good exhaust mod. You can see it from the back. Here's the back of the Jeep, and then you see a nice little stealth exhaust system down there. Pretty neat, huh? Well, there you have it. Nice simple exhaust mod and intake mod on this 2018 Jeep Renegade. Now, mind you, you can do this to all the earlier years of the Renegade as well, as long as it has the same 2.4 liter multi-air Fiat engine in it. You can do exactly what I did to your Jeep Renegade. Give it a nice budget intake and exhaust system. And wow, did the response turn out well. I'm going to let you hear it, and you'll hear the difference, because from the factory you cannot even hear this vehicle. You don't hear nothing but just blowing air. I'll let you hear this in action here. We'll get inside, and here we go. Listen to that sound. I'll let you hear the intake side. There you go, you're going to hear the intake. Now I'm going to let you hear the exhaust side. Okay, I'm going to let you hear the exhaust. Yes, the budget exhaust sounds good. I'll even let you hear it at idle. Listen to this. Sounds nice, doesn't sound obnoxious, but it sounds good quality budget exhaust system for 2018 Jeep Renegade. And I believe these went from 2016 or 17 to 18. So these nice little Jeep Renegades can get some performance too. My design on the intake and exhaust system. I'll also be putting in some pictures during this video to let you see how they looked under the vehicle. Alright, well thank you for watching Mad Boosting, and you have a great day. Bye-bye now.